Hi, my name is Henrik Flodell and I'm the Tools Marketing Manager at Atmel. I want to tell you a little bit about a feature that we've added to the latest version of our Atmel Studio development environment, version 6.2, which makes it easier for you to debug code that's been optimized. As I'm sure you know, when you turn the optimizations on in the compiler, basically the compiler will rearrange the application that you put into it. It might do things like, for instance, if you have a small function that is only called from a couple of places, it might inline the contents of this function into the body of the rest of the code in the file, for instance. And that means that the function call itself is no longer in there. So if you want to, for instance, set a breakpoint on that function, the debugger is not going to find it anymore because the function and the overhead that came with the call was removed. So now you only have the instructions left. Situations like this are fairly common when you're trying to debug an application that have been optimized. And we've gotten a lot of feedback from users of Atmel Studio that we need to try to improve the way that our debugger handles this optimized code and makes it possible for you to actually run a debug session with optimizations enabled. And we worked really hard on integrating the GDB debugger better into Atmel Studio 6.2 for ARM microcontrollers so that this is now possible with Studio 6.2. It is enabled by default, so if you start a new project using Studio 6.2, the new GDB integration will be enabled by default. If you have an existing project that you're working with, it will also be switched on by default to make sure that you can take advantage of these new capabilities immediately. If you visit our microsite for Atmel Studio, you'll be able to download Studio 6.2, as well as get information about all the development boards that we have available for our microcontrollers. Thank you very much for watching.